Hello, hello, this is Simone. This is my very first video for the Shimmerz education team. I am on their team for 2018 and get to play with their fabulous mists and inklings and paints and pastes. This is what I decided to do. I started with the Coloringz. Those are the mists that do not have any sparkle. They are flat colors, as they are called, and I had the idea to prep the background of my weekly journal spread. I am a traveler's notebook junkie. If you watch this on my channel, you know this already, but if you're on the Shimmerz channel and you're watching this and you see one of my videos for the very first time, I love creating in traveler's notebooks, and I love planning in them. I love journaling in them. I love scrapbooking in them. And this year I'm trying something new. New for me, not new for a lot of people on Instagram. That's how I found out about this style of journaling. I am using a weekly calendar to journal about my life. And you saw the finished product in the beginning of the video. I'm just writing down what happened in my life, things that I want to remember. I use die cuts and stickers and just create something very pretty. Okay, now what I'm doing here is prepping my background to journal on it during the week using the Shimmerz Coloringz, as I said. I chose a nice selection of colors so that I would be able to mix, and this is the very first time that I actually tried mixing the colors, and it worked really, really well. So I started with Don't Sit on Me. I added a little bit of color to my page, and then I used a straw to spread the color down the page. So I turned the booklet around so that I would be able to blow the color away from me. This was much easier than doing it the other way round. And then I used the yellow one is called No Yoking. I think I mixed it a little bit with the Don't Sit on Me, and then I used No Yoking by itself. Then I mixed No Yoking with My Bleeding Heart to get an orange tone, and now I'm using My Bleeding Heart by itself. Unfortunately, one of those strips of color went right into the binding of my notebook, and it seeped through, and now I have red all over my notebook in the middle. But that's not a big problem. Even though sometimes I think I'm a perfectionist, I try to step out of my comfort zone and embrace imperfection. Okay, so I mixed the My Bleeding Heart with pink stilettos, and I'm repeating the steps all over. I'm blowing the color away from me and creating those amazing branches. What is this? What do you call this? I just love how this turns out. Sometimes I think you should, if you want to have it perfect, you should practice some more, because sometimes the color didn't move the way I wanted it to. And I bet there is a trick to this. If you blow from a different angle, it will move in a different way. So it will definitely look more professional if you practice, but I'm not someone who practices. I'm just going for it because I can do this all the time in my notebook if I want to. Okay, I mixed the pink stilettos with My Bleeding Heart. Then I used the pink stilettos by itself, and now I'm adding the blue color in, which is Heidi Ho Blue. And you always see me rolling the mist bottles in my hand. This is to get all the pigment moving and to make the colors most vibrant. I forgot it the first time, but yeah, as you can see, it's still mixed to a pretty purple with the pink stilettos. And this is where I noticed that I had some of the colorings at someplace else and I needed to look for them. So that's why there was so little motion in between. This is what I'm talking about. So when I'm adding blue color again, it always follows the same path. Like here it went into the big stream of color and then they all went down the same path, and I wasn't really able to do anything about that. Now that I created something like this in a rainbow order with colors running down the page on a very small scale, I'm really intrigued to try this on a 12 by 12 layout and then maybe match the die cuts and the embellishments to the color on the page. I have seen this several times before, but I would really love to try my own take on this. And yeah, testing this out on a weekly planner spread where nothing really happens if it doesn't turn out the way I want it to be, is also a very great way to try things that you might be intimidated by. I know that sounds completely weird because a planner doesn't intimidate me as much as a white piece of 12 by 12 cardstock. I know I could just trash it if it doesn't turn out, but somehow the name planner makes it less intimidating. So if you are like me, maybe that's something you should try. So I use my heat gun to try this, and because the week before I did the smushing technique, also using Shimmerz products, I used two vibes and I used a little bit much water, and wow, my page started coming apart very quickly. So I made sure that I dried my page in between each step so that this wouldn't happen. And I will show you the way I worked on this all through the week. It's really not the easiest thing for me to share my process because I really do journal in this every day because there is so little to do. I mean, you have this really tiny column. So one thing that happened in the day, maybe something that you really loved or something that happened, something good, something bad, doesn't matter, an earthquake, like we had one on Tuesday. I just put it down here and I'm done. So I really do this daily. And so my filming me do this as a process is quite hard. So I probably will be filming the creations of my backgrounds if that's something you like to see, and then I will continue with taking photos throughout the week, and so that I can share photos at the end of the process with you, how I worked on it every day, if that's okay. So what I did last, I opened up the bottles and added splatters, because what is mixed media and using mists without adding splatters? And I really liked how that intensified the colors. So this is how it started. I added a little bit of vellum, bit of washi tape. Then I remembered I had this die cut from Pink Fresh Studio that worked really well with a T tag there. And then I found washi tape that said back to school. I added this Munchkin sticker. That's a planner sticker from Once More with Love. I love how those teeny tiny cute things could be added everywhere. And then on the left, I added this pink meal sticker. I added a teal or turquoise label. And yeah, again, I tried to match my embellishments to the color scheme in the background. I also stamped a quote that I found on the internet talking about my one little word for the year, which is go. Then I cut out a girl from a magazine, from Flow magazine, and then I layered it onto the sticker on a spool, on a thread spool. It came off when I sewed that week, and I really loved it, and so I just stuck it in there. That's what I love about this kind of memory keeping. It's so whimsical and it's so easy. Sometimes you see a sticker and you think it would work perfectly right there, and then you stick it in. It's not something that you have to do in one sitting. It's like really tiny bits all spread out over the week. Oh man, I feel like I'm trying to sell this way of memory keeping or journaling to you. It's just, I'm so excited about this because it works so well for me. Here is one more look at the finished spread. I just love how this turned out. I am so hooked on this. So here I'm going to show you the week before that next. I have a process video on my channel for this if you want to see it. I used 2 vibes for the background for my smushing technique. And if you want to see more of those photos, Instagram is definitely the place to be. I'm sharing little snippets throughout the week and post my finished spread and or something like this, which is when I do something and then I realize, nope, this looks awful, and now I have to make it work. I used an Inklings. You can see it shimmering right. The finished spread should be up on Instagram today or tomorrow. Come check it out. Don't forget to mention my name in the comment section at checkout at the Shimmerz store for a free sample product. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Until then, bye!